Welcome to a world of laughs where humor knows no bounds. Enjoyed your stay? Subscribe, hit like, and keep the chuckles coming. Remember, laughter is timeless. Meet our young man, kind, caring, and deeply in love with his soon-to-be wife. But he's got a concern: how to ensure their upcoming wedding night is comfortable and pressure-free for his inexperienced bride. In his love, he sees a solution and decides to voice his thoughts. So one evening, he musters up the courage and gently explains his thoughts to his bride. The bride responds with appreciation and a smile, but our young man doesn't stop there. He's got a clever idea. He wants to keep things simple and free from awkwardness. So he devises a playful code. He tells his bride, "When you want to have sex, just pull my prick once, but if you don't want to have sex, just pull my prick 100 times." A couple, companions for over 60 years, had braved the tempests of life, hand in hand. Their union was a haven of open dialogue, every topic under the sun shared, save for one: a cryptic shoebox nestled atop the wife's closet. A box she'd requested her husband never to pry open or inquire about, a wish he'd dutifully respected for decades on end. As the sands of time trickled by, their bond deepened, each shared moment more precious than the last. But then, the inevitable, uninvited guest of life's twilight arrived. The wife fell gravely ill, with a grim prognosis: she would not recover. Amidst the sorrow and preparation, the husband recalled the enigmatic shoebox, a box that had sat untouched for what felt like an eternity. Believing the time had finally arrived to lift the veil on its secret, he retrieved the box and presented it to his wife's bedside. With a heavy nod, she signaled it was time. With bated breath, the husband unveiled the contents of the box: 2 tenderly crafted dolls, and a stack of money amounting to a staggering $110,000. Puzzled and captivated, he turned to his wife, his eyes brimming with questions. Gathering her strength, the wife began to unravel the mystery. "On the cusp of our marriage," she whispered, "my grandmother divulged the secret to marital bliss: never to argue, but to remain silent and crochet a doll whenever I was angry with you." Tears welled up in the husband's eyes as he gazed at the 2 crocheted dolls. It dawned on him that in their decades of marriage she had only been angry with him twice. Overwhelmed by this revelation, he asked about the money. With a weak yet mischievous smile, the wife replied, "That, oh darling, I made that by selling the dolls." On a tranquil evening, under a sky filled with stars, a husband and wife made a simple decision: to bask in the glory of the moment, seated on their porch, overlooking a garden that was nothing short of a spectacle. They sipped on glasses of fine wine, savoring the flavor and the serene ambiance that had painted the evening. As the wife, content and brimming with affection, turned to her husband, a soft smile adorned her face. A surge of love and appreciation overwhelmed her. "I love you," she whispered, her eyes sparkling with sincerity. Caught off guard, the husband looked at his wife, a mischievous glimmer in his eyes. "Is that you or the wine talking?" he queried, grinning playfully. Quick-witted as ever, the wife glanced at her glass, then back at her husband. With a smirk, she responded, "It's me, talking to the wine." Picture this God up there in the celestial realms, looking down on us all and wondering the same thing. Turns out, he noticed a rather concerning trend. People were becoming increasingly, shall we say, mischievous. So, like any concerned party, he decided to investigate. Summoned an angel, gave him a mission: go forth, mingle with humans, and report back. Swift and dutiful, the angel descended, took a good look around, and then zipped back to heaven. "It's not looking good," he reported. 95.5% of them are up to no good. Only a meager 5% are holding down the fort of virtue. God, deep in thought, decided to get a second opinion. So, another angel was dispatched, same mission, same result. Our second celestial observer confirmed 95% mischief, 5% goodness. Despite the grim reports, God wasn't without hope. He had a plan to boost morale among the virtuous 5%, and what better way to reach out in the 21st century than with an email? He crafted a message of encouragement, a celestial pat on the back, to let them know their goodness didn't go unnoticed. Curious about what the email said? Well, that's a good question. Unfortunately, I can't help you there. I didn't get the email either. Once upon a time, little Johnny, a curious young lad, walks in on his father stepping out of the shower. Something unfamiliar catches his eye. He points to an area between his father's legs and innocently asks, "Dad, what's that?" His father, a bit flustered but wanting to keep things simple, says, "Oh, Johnny, that's my nerve." He hoped this explanation would quench Johnny's burgeoning curiosity. Heads filled with questions, Johnny heads off to school the next day. During one of his classes, he finds himself in a bit of a bind. He needs to use the bathroom. He raises his hand. "Miss, I need to go to the bathroom." His teacher, preoccupied with another student, asks him to wait, but Johnny can't. The urge is too strong. In a moment of sheer desperation, he walks over to the garbage can in the corner of the classroom and starts peeing. The classroom erupts with shock and the teacher exclaims, "Johnny, you have some nerve!" Johnny, with all the innocence in the world, responds, "That's nothing. You should see my father's." In a quaint little town, nestled between rolling hills and an endless sky, lived a couple deeply in love. The man, completely smitten by his girlfriend Wendy, decided to elevate their love story. One starlit evening, under the watchful eyes of the cosmos, he bent down on one knee and proposed. But Wendy had a whimsical condition. She asked him to etch her name on his person, specifically on his prick. When standing tall, it would spell out Wendy, but when it wasn't, it would simply show you. The man, head over heels in love and ready to leap through hoops for Wendy, agreed. Post the inking, their joy knew no bounds, and they soon tied the knot in a ceremony that was as beautiful as their love story. For their honeymoon, they chose the picturesque beaches of Jamaica, a perfect backdrop to celebrate their love. The sandy beaches, the comforting sound of the waves, and the tropical climate made for a blissful getaway. One sunny day, while lounging on the beach, Wendy asked her husband for some drinks. He strolled over to a nearby beach stand, manned by a local Jamaican. As he ordered their drinks, he noticed something quite peculiar. The Jamaican waiter also had a W tattooed on his prick. Amused by this coincidence, he said, "Oh, you must have a wife named Wendy too." The waiter, with a friendly smile, replied, "No, my tea says welcome to Jamaica, man. Have a nice day." In the early morning hours, a wife was bustling about the kitchen, the scent of fresh coffee and sizzling bacon wafting through the air. Her husband, feeling a bit mischievous, approached her as she skillfully flipped pancakes on the stove. He snuck up behind her, giving her a playful pinch, teasingly suggesting that if she tightened up her posterior, they could bid farewell to her girdle. The wife, feeling a blend of irritation and indignation, chose to bite her tongue and press on with her meal preparation. Come the following morning, the couple found themselves in the kitchen once more. The husband, persisting in his jocular mood, chose to double down on his playful critique. As his wife reached for the cereal, he gave her a slight pinch and smirked, suggesting that if she firmed up her chest, they could do away with her bra. This time, the wife wasn't about to let the comment slide. Swift as lightning, she reached down and grabbed her husband's manhood. Looking him dead in the eye, she retorted sharply, "And if you firm this up, we could get rid of the mailman, the gardener, the pool man, and your brother."